Whoa! How did these guys get in here already? What's up, guys?
Yo.
What's going on?
Going in?
Oh yeah, I'll squeak in there.
There you go.
What's up? What's going on? You guys, how did you guys get in the chat before I even did it? That was crazy. Make sure this thing's on.
No, I gotta get in the chat.
Make sure the stream health's good. What's going on?
Yo.
Welcome to 424 Recording Live. We are just chilling. The stream looks good. I'm gonna pump out this. Hey, what's up? We got Matt, Catface. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you.
Yo.
We have Twin, as always. Julian. Hey, Julian. Long time no see. Good to see you. And Andrew. What's going on, Andrew?
This is number 44.
This is 44. I was just thinking that too. Like, that's a lot, man. We're almost a year deep in these because it'd be 50. We're I guess 8 more weeks, and we'll be.
Well, we missed a couple while you're on vacation.
That's true.
And we missed 4th of July. Well, did you stream 4th of July?
No, I just put up a video.
Right. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. So maybe we are a year deep. Let's.
I don't think we're quite a year, but we're.
What do you think? Like 47?
We're approaching.
We gotta look that up.
Why is my chat not coming up again?
Yeah.
What the
so.
fuck, man.
Good to see an early bird amongst these late birds.
Where the hell?
Didn't you do the first few daily? Oh, that's right. I didn't even count those, Catface. Yeah, I wonder when that was now.
6 people watching now.
Oh man, I gotta look at this really quick. But if you're just joining the live stream or if you're watching the replay, welcome to 424 Recording. I'm Mike from 424 Recording, joined as always by my special guest and co-host, Jay Anderson of Operation Audio and Bohemisphere Studio. We're just
currently can't
tonight.
find his fucking live chat. I have no pull down for live chat.
Weird. I'm gonna check. I wanted to check.
What's going on here?
So we're. I'm gonna look really quick. I'm just curious when that first live stream was, because I was thinking about that today. This is 44, and then Jay said we were on vacation, and then Cafe said that we did some. I did some like when I was like learning how to do it for a while daily. So
yeah,
we got to be up there. I forgot all about those. Let's see, video manager.
For some reason I can't get in the live chat. So
weird.
The fuck.
We need you moderating the live chat. What the heck?
I don't know. It's not doing it. Man, that shit's aggravating. What the hell?
It's weird, man. Maybe reload it?
I did.
Okay, let's see here. So stream number 1 was on January 18th. So wait, how's that possible?
7 months.
Yeah, I guess so. Huh.
Time flies.
Yeah, I thought it would have been well, what are we in July? So we got August. We still have 5 months. Oh, that's right. I see what you're saying now, Cafes. Yeah. It's the first few were daily, so those didn't really. I was thinking that we did one a week, but you're right. Those first 15 were like boom, 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 boom. So yeah. All right. So I guess in January is our 1 year. I thought we were coming up quicker, but hey, it's all gravy. Man, who am I? I never say that. That's weird.
What the fuck, man?
That's so strange.
Close all my apps and try again.
Okay, let's see. So we have some big news that we're going to share. We have a couple of things. All you task vampers out there. Well, do you want me to wait till you get the chat figured out?
No, it's fine. You can announce it.
Oh, you know what I wanted to say too? I was thinking, what was that diner you said in Jersey would be fun to go to?
Suburban.
I think we should take like a 424 road trip next week or whenever and live stream down there and then like see if we could live stream from there. Just like, I don't know if that's a compelling live stream.
It's really good.
It'd be really fun to do.
I don't know if it's a compelling live stream or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys want to watch us like eating?
I'm sure that there's probably. Oh, here we go. Top chat came up this time. There might even be people in this chat that
New Jersey, right? Big news. Let's hear it. Okay. I don't
There
want to
we
keep you
go.
guys waiting.
So, yo, what's good, everybody? Now that I got the chat and shit, I don't feel like I'm totally disconnected. And,
Andrew's back. Okay.
oh, man.
Daily
Fuck's
ones
sake.
on September. Yeah, it turned out it was January, because time has definitely flied. And you guys have been here for pretty much every single one, so.
Yeah.
Damn, I was way off. You were gonna go daily through February. Yeah, I was planning on doing 30 days of live streams, and then at number 15, I was like, 15 is good.
That's a fucking lot of live streams. It really is.
It was, yeah, and it was like, I feel like I definitely, if you look at the first one, I definitely accomplished what I wanted to accomplish in those first 15, because I just wanted to get used to the format. And this was before I realized you could do like private, unlisted live streams. You could just live stream by yourself and not tell anybody. The link's private, and just to practice if you ever try live streaming.
I'm really not sure how you did 15.
It was nuts. I was
15 in
just,
15 days by. Are we in fact back?
resetting the settings.
That was me.
It says that we're live still. It doesn't say that anybody's here.
There it goes.
Anybody out there? Is anybody out there? Matt, we're still there. Maybe I should switch to LTE.
Yep, it's back.
That was so weird. I don't know what happened there, chat. Back.
Yeah, I think we back now. We back.
Okay. It's weird, man. Somebody sent us a spike or something. You guys ever see that in GoldenEye when they're like, spike? It's like, I wonder if that was even like a real thing. I don't know. Anyway, it must have been the Grammy operatives at it again.
Yeah,
It's been a while since we had any kind of issue like that.
yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but
Yeah, reload this.
so what our big news was it the
Oh yeah,
perfect purple PC boards.
yeah. We got the boards.
So we got the Task Vamp boards in all their miniature glory.
They rolled in
You
yesterday.
can see them or not, but
Oh, let me see.
we got a whole fuck ton of these. So next thing is the parts, and then we build. So this will be fun.
Yeah, so we got the boards. That's the big news.
That is the big news.
I'm trying to like. Is that better? I feel like I was like hogging up the. Yo, Matt, check it out. Look what's over here, man. I got the. This is that cassette deck Matt sent me. It's dope. I got it set up over here. I was listening to your mixtape. Sounds great, man. So does the Kickstarter charge our accounts when it ships? We already have the funds, so they already charged you, Twin.
Yeah.
So unbeknownst to you, I guess you've already been charged.
Debited.
Yeah, it was already taken out, Twin. So probably back in June, May-ish, maybe. I think was when the funds went through. Yeah, so I'll only pop out the chat again. That was so weird that it dropped.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
Okay.
It's happening now. Seems to be all good.
Yeah, Andrew, you made it happen, my friend. We had oh, Enyaface, what's up? How you doing? Enyaface has been making some tracks with the Digitakt sample kit, cassette
word?
drums. Yeah, been making some really cool tracks. Let me see if I can put them in the chat. What's up, Enyaface? Thanks for coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just large hanging tonight. I figured it was synonymous with big chillin' of last week. Oh yeah, okay. So this is a track that Enyaface made with the cassette drum sample pack. I'm gonna bump it in the chat. It's awesome. I'm really and there was another track too, but that track I just put in. That's one that Enyaface made with the samples. Sounds really cool.
Nice.
Thanks for making that. I'm really happy to hear other people using them, and it sounds awesome. So great track. Hot jams. That's right. Yeah, Capro was in here big chilling, and then he left. I think because the stream dropped. He was like, I'm out of here. um, but yeah, we're just hanging. The big thing on your face today was we got these boards in for the task vamps. Oh, and Jay, did you want to show them the... Oh, the link doesn't work? It's weird. I see.
Yeah, I decided I finally needed to have some badges made for the amps and things that I build. So I did a bunch of Photoshop work last week and sent them to production and got one back. Well, I got 4 back, but this is the official 1.5 inches tall, 9 inches long, and will be glued or double stick taped to the combo amps that I build from now on. So, I don't know, I was pretty excited about that. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, man, that's so cool that those came. It's cool that it was something that we mentioned last week, and then boom, here it is.
Yeah, well, it's
Like the magic of a week, man. Time is amazing.
yeah, and it basically came out the way I designed it.
That's so sick.
So, yeah. I talked to the lady that makes them, and she was complaining that I chose a thinner material, and she was having trouble with the fine graphics. The laser was like melting the thinner material because the letters, the fonts are hollow.
Yeah.
So,
did she have to redo the letters or something?
yeah, she re-lettered this because it was coming out, the hollow fonts were coming out grainy. So I sent her the true text file for the fonts, and she put it into whatever her layout shit is, and
It worked out.
yeah, she knocked it right out. Nice
Yeah.
lady. I talked to her on the phone. When I sent her my PayPal stuff, she had 4 ready to go, and she didn't realize that the G in Saugerties was a G. She thought it was a C. So she had made 4 already that had that re-lettered as a C.
Saucer teas.
Yeah. So
Saucer.
so she had to remake, but
Oh damn.
nice lady though. Precision Design is the
How did you find her?
just the internet.
You just looked up like amp badges or something?
Yeah, there's a lot of companies out there that claim to do it, but she does a lot for tons of boutique builders. And that's basically all she does is make amp plaques and logo plates and control plates and whatever. So she's got like 30 some years as a laser operator and shit. It's really...
That's awesome. Oh, we have Jeb Pittman. What's up, buddy? And Too Rare Coop. What's going on?
Yo.
Time is liquid pouring over your soul. Yeah. Say that again. Yeah, guys.
We haven't seen Travis in a long time.
Travis, yeah, easy. You run marathons, used to come through once in a while, and then Jeremy. What happened to Jeremy? We haven't seen him.
I don't know. Travis's dad passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this past week.
Oh, shoot.
So, yeah.
Damn, was that on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh man, I haven't been on there in a while.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, Travis. I'll have to reach out.
Not to like put his business on blast on the stream or whatever.
Oh, that's all right.
If he interacts with anybody on the forum, you know,
Yeah, I mean that.
condolences are in order anyway.
yeah.
Just want to let everybody know that.
Damn, man. Because I remember him saying when we were gonna go out, when we were gonna do that trip, that he was gonna be out there doing something. So
Yeah.
it's too bad, man. It's tough.
Yeah. It's shitty, man. But I guess it's part of life, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't usually stalk our viewers on Instagram, but that one that one happened to pop up like 3 or 4
Stalker.
posts, 3 or 4 posts in like a couple of days about his dad and stuff. So
Shit, I
just
gotta
tracking.
at least reach out to him. Damn, man.
But yeah, Jen ever come through?
Anybody heard from Exodus? Now, Exodus, I had emailed at one point. It seemed like he was doing okay, but I think he has, I forget what it's called, repetitive motion. I guess it's kind of like what is that called? I think I have it a little bit too.
Not sure.
It's like your arms go numb because of like using a mouse or using a keyboard too much.
I don't know. I don't know what
Repetitive motion syndrome or something.
Hmm.
Basically, like it's like we're. Oh man, I can't think. RSI. That's right. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember. Yeah. So, well, see now I'm bringing out his business, but so he has issues with like using computers and stuff. So I don't know. I don't think he's been. I think he's been doing all right, but I heard from the other week. He said he might come through at some point, but both jobs are great.
Catface. I have. I just.
Yeah,
I just saw your email too about microphones, so I will get to that. I'm not sure when that came in, but things have been pretty fucking hectic. I've sort of been behind on all my correspondences and phone calls and basically everything. So
just a bunch of amps and stuff.
Oh man. Well, the lawnmower was broken for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So once I learned how to work on hydraulic and hydrostatic systems, I rebuilt that. I've been catching up on all that stuff. Plus, like every day, I'm picking up like somewhere between 1 and 3 amps for repair. So I've been kicking that, trying to kick that shit out as much as I can.
That's awesome.
It's bat shit right now.
Is that generally what happens in the summer? Like it gets really busy?
Depends. Yeah, I mean, there's always summer spikes because everybody's touring and sort of making the loop and whatever. They come back and their shit doesn't work anymore. So
yeah.
But yeah, summertime's hot. Tax
Winter's...
return time is always hot.
Yeah.
And the in-betweens are sort of in flux. It's not too hot up here right now, but the last couple of days were humid and fucking hot and brutal.
Today was like the first day where it was pretty bearable, but after like the afternoon came through, it was bad. Enya asks, are you still planning on doing vids on the bouncing? Oh yeah, for sure. I actually got the tape deck set up over here. This is the one Matt sent to Nakamichi that I did the video on this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing some bouncing vids to that. I'm hoping to use it for my next project that I've been working on. I've been posting that track last week.
You also should use it as a distortion pedal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just overdrive it?
Nope, you get a tape adapter, like one of those in-the-car tape adapters.
Oh, yeah.
Put that in there, feed it a stereo signal real hot, and catch it coming back out the other side.
That sounds cool. I'll have to do a video on that, too. I'm going to add that to my video list right now.
Super swampy, yeah, I bet.
I got to get one of those tape things.
It's been like ultimate swamp ass and crabgrass weather up here, I'll tell you. Today it cooled down nice, though. Actually, it's beautiful out right now.
Yeah, I'm excited for walking later. It should be good.
Yeah. Last couple days, too, we had like a lot of rain on and off, and it seemed like, usually with a summer rain, it evaporates pretty quick, but I think all it did was make things wetter and more humid every time it rained. I wasn't really seeing any evaporation happening.
Yeah.
Miserable.
I mean, today was like the first day where it like wasn't super hazy, too.
Yeah.
Because usually when I look at the mountain, like out my window, it's like, lately it just looks so nasty, there's so much air pollution, and then today it was like, oh, it's actually clear today, that's nice.
Yeah,
it's actually breathe.
It's been really fucking brutal. My allergies been terrible. But, whatever. All bitching aside. It's pretty nice out today.
Yeah, we'll take it. So yeah, that's going to be a video too, and definitely the bouncing to the tape deck. I've been wanting to add another bouncing video to the bouncing series. And Catface, I'm working on the video that you suggested as well, the infinite bounce video. That's going to be really cool. Catface, as the 424 recording producer on the Patreon, suggested doing a video on, well, what happens when you bounce? Because we always hear that, as you bounce, you add so much noise to the tracks. So at what point is that going to become like indistinguishable? That's what we're going to find out coming soon. So
I'm not sure I understand that.
Well, so like every time you bounce within the 4-track,
yep,
you can add a layer of hiss.
Yeah, you're compounding the noise floor.
Right. Yeah. So the idea is like, how many times can I keep bouncing it until
before you can't hear the audio for the hiss anymore?
Yeah. Because like technically, I think some John Vanderslice, he's like a engineer from San Francisco and like an artist. He had like a. I think I heard him say that basically like a 4-track is technically infinite in the amount of tracks that you have, because you could just continue to bounce down. So like you record.
Yeah, but the generation loss would be fucking incredible if you did that.
Well, that's the.
So I think
idea.
we should. Are any of you betting folks? Do we want to start a betting pool, and we'll assemble like a prize pack for the one who comes in closest? I got 10. 10 is my guess.
10 is gonna be
10.
okay.
10. Now let's just qualify this. How many bounce generations will it be before the audio is unlistenable for the hiss and noise?
That's what we
So let's get our betting pool in and we'll screenshot it, and whoever comes the closest, we'll figure out some kind of little prize pack to send them. How about that? Little incentive to participate.
Asher says 20. All right, 5 times. Catface. Twin says 424. Twin saying 7 or 8. Never if you 12 are an early GBV fan.
Well, if you're, yeah, well,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea for a video, and that's we gotta do it. So we got the Jay says 10. I'm gonna put Jay's right here.
I can just put mine in there.
Oh, whoops!
I'll
what
just,
did
I got it.
do? I blew it, man. Oh, I accidentally added a new window. All right.
Okay, so I got my 10.
Cool. I don't know what I think.
It's either going to be lower than we were suspecting or much higher. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, I mean, because there's also the Rolling Stones, I think, said at one point when they were doing some tape recording. I mean, this was on tape, I think. After like the first bounce, they were like, "We can't put this out." So it's gonna sound like the ocean. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Have you ever removed the erase head? No.
Why would you remove the erase head?
Yeah, why would you do that? 10 seems pretty burly. I don't know. I think it's got to be like under 10. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm gonna attempt to record it super clean and overcome the noise floor as best I can. So.
Well, I would start with the cleanest source material you can, because that'll make it really easy.
Right.
And then you just got to track your generations.
For sure. Sample the hiss, yeah. You can make wall of sound drones.
Digitakt that.
Layers. Yeah, definitely gonna digitakt.
Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. That'll be an interesting experiment.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Thank you, Catface.
I like the idea of the betting pool too.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. I can't wait to see who comes in on top. Jeb's saying 10. Well, 10 seems burly. So it looks like we got 20 from Andrew. Twin says 424. Catface 5. 7 and 8 from Twin. 12 from Matt, and 10 from Jay. All right. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be a good one.
We'll see.
So yeah, those 2 bouncing videos coming up for sure. The distortion box video that Jay just said sounds amazing. I gotta get one of those.
You can make really weird shit happen with that.
The distortion thing?
Yeah. I have one of those in my truck if we ever meet up and
Oh, alright, yeah.
in my truck.
Could probably get one.
You used to be able to buy them at gas stations. I don't even know now. I would buy like the shittiest one you can find too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's like a white plastic
like
one that has like a really cheap cord on it. That's the one to use because the heads sound like shit in that thing. It'll smear it all to hell. That's the cool part.
I feel like you used to be able to find those.
Everywhere. They were everywhere.
Like in the parking lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they
Just
were
gotta
always the
brush
ones
the
that
gravel off of it.
those were the ones that didn't work anymore. That kept like flipping and wouldn't play.
I used to have,
But-
yeah.
The other thing that happens with those, like there's a little bit of play all the time in the transport and stuff, and in the reels of the tape and the way that shit all lines up. So if you slide the car adapter around, you can fuck with the azimuth, the contact angle of the heads, which changes the character of the sound also.
Now, Dave, your brother Dave was doing stuff with this at one point?
We played with this for a while doing that, yeah. I don't know if he ever
it
actually
one?
printed anything.
Instant.
I would look for the cheapest fucking one they have.
It's like the cheapest one is
The one that I have in my car is
$7. Look at the reviews on it. It's like
The one I have in my car is like a monster one, I think. The one that's in the truck is like a cheap shit dollar store one.
Oh, I should go to the dollar store and see if they have one. That's a good. Oh man, some of these are $20. Holy fuck.
There you
Oh,
go.
there it is.
Yep.
$3.99.
$4.
All right, I
Can't
gotta.
go wrong. And the reviews aren't even that bad.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There
Actually,
it is.
that looks like the one I got.
Oh.
I think mine does say Monster on it, but that's actually a decent one.
Cool.
But either way,
Yeah. The thing is,
I'd get the cheap shit one.
yeah. The thing is, when they say add-on item, I don't think that means you can.
You can't.
Oh wait, more buying choices for a penny. Let's see what this is. So
Probably-
right now we're checking out some cassette.
You
tape
could probably do it
adapters.
on eBay.
Oh, boom! Here we go. Free shipping, $3.29. Oh, add-on item,
Keep scrolling down.
like new. Oh, it's used. All right, that might be even better.
It's a new one. It's not. Excuse me.
Oh,
New one that's
okay.
not add-on for $4.01.
All right, I'm buying it. Buying it. And let's see about the shipping. Free standard shipping. All right. All right. Next Tuesday, Task Fam, we're going to be using some. We're going to get this little tape in here. All right. $4. I'll do it. I'll try anything once. Yeah, so we were just looking at these cassette car adapters. I actually just bought one on Amazon. 4 car. It was $4.
Catface, the capacitor-based pads are generally frequency specific. I don't know that there's a broadband method to that necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the one I got in case anybody's interested. Oh man, this is a long ass link. But we were talking about doing. So Jay was saying just earlier in the chat. I mean, earlier in the stream about because Enyaface was asking about bouncing to the 2-channel deck. But Jay was saying if you use one of those cassette car adapter tapes, you can get some nasty distortion. So I just ordered one, and I'm gonna put a link for it in the thing in case anyone else wants to try this. The link is super long, but it should work.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why is it that long?
I don't
Go to
know.
share. Can you just
Yeah.
copy the link?
I don't know.
Click that.
Oh yeah. Jay's a fucking wizard, man.
Yeah, it should give you like, yeah.
Boom. The short video.
Yeah, tiny URL version.
All right, so this is the one I got. You can get it. You can get one for like $4. You probably already have it, you know, but that's the cassette tape car. All right, let's see what everybody's been saying.
Catface, it wouldn't be a high pass filter unless you gave it path to ground. But yeah, I'm not really terribly sure how that would work in audio. You can use capacitors in series with AC voltages to limit max RMS, which I guess might apply to audio, but I'm not sure that I've ever seen it happen. Parallels the input cap, but if you put capacitors in parallel, all they do is add up. So I'm not too sure. Is that in that mic that you emailed me the schematic for?
Jeb asks, what if you applied noise removal after a buttload of bounces? Could you then reinsert the audio and continue to bounce? That would be cool, Jeb.
I think if you did that, if you recorded without DBX and then applied DBX, you just lop all the top end off your recording and still have the white noise,
Well, Jeb
low
has
mid
this,
hum shit.
He's talking about this noise removal software. It's actually
Restoration stuff.
I don't know, Jeb.
Isotope.
What's the stuff? What's that link? They actually linked that to somebody else recently, because they were asking me how, because they had. Oh wait, maybe somebody in the chat. Somebody was asking me recently about like the amount of noise that was on their master tape that they wanted to put out, and they were like, "Oh, it's too noisy. The guys in the band don't like it." So I sent them that link. That
I would have just told them get a new fucking band. Tough shit.
I think I just said put the thing out. You know, who cares?
But in all seriousness, there are ways to isolate and clean that up.
Yeah.
Any kind of restoration
So
software will do that.
There's some kind of like plugin that Jeb has or that he purchased recently that will let you do basically, and he said it works really well. So I like that idea too, Twin. Let's. I'm going to add that one to the experiment as well. Maybe I could send it to you, Jeb, and you could do your magic on it.
150 picofarad cap on a switch. Should be low roll off. Tiny value caps roll off low end at a 3 or 6 dB corner, depending on how the filter's set up. But I don't know about that as a pad. I've never come across it that way. Most pad networks are done either L pad or U pad with resistors. Yeah, I would think that would be set up as high pass. I'm not totally sure. Parallels the input. Let me just pull the schematic up and see if I can sort of put something to what we're trying to talk about here.
Let me catch up here. Yeah, we're gonna hit the big brown with the if we do the bass notes. Let's do it. Oh yeah, Coop's been working on the bands, working in the shops.
So the cat face, if this is the 10 dB pad that's in this bottom schematic in your email, looks like an API schematic with a pad tacked on the front. Let's see.
Nowadays, what's up?
It's basically just using those caps to bypass the tiniest bit of high frequency and probably to keep the pops down when the switch is engaged, would be my guess there.
You get.
I wish I could see these fucking schematics. I can't download it.
Yo, good luck, Skiz, and thanks, Twin. Noah's asking, did you ever test the tube MP with a different tube? No, I haven't tried that.
I have.
What do you think?
Doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Well, because it's technically like starved plate voltage.
Yeah, it's more in your head than it is in actual practicality.
I mean, I think it's a testament to just how great that thing sounds too, in general.
Okay.
I put a tongue sole in my tube MP and it improved.
Well, if what was in there before was the what you call it, it probably came with a low-grade electro-harmonics in it, so anything's a step up from that. Those tubes are noisy as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. Like, do you have a tube that would fit that, Jay?
Do I have a tube that would fit that? What era would you like it to be from?
I don't know,
what
man.
country would you prefer it was made in?
Maybe we could do a
Holland?
Maybe we could try to do like a shootout and see if you got a couple different ones. See if it actually does anything.
It's not going to make that much difference. It'll change the noise floor a little bit. That's generally about it.
But you said something would be a step up better. What do you think would be a step up from the one that's in there? I guess.
Well, if that's got the shitty electro-harmonics tube in, anything would be a step up from that.
All right, so I'll take.
But if you buy things like tongue soles, you're still buying, shitty Sovtech tubes. The only exception to that is the 12AX7 LPS, one of the best preamp tubes you can buy on the market right now.
Do you have one?
I do, actually. I just got my parts order from New Sensor the other day.
Can we test it out?
What do you want me to... How you going to test it out right now?
Well, not right
It's
now.
at my house, man.
Not
It's
right
at my
now.
house,
I
man.
mean, I'm saying like as an idea for a video. That would be.
I guess. I
I
mean,
think that would be fun.
I don't know.
We gotta see if it does anything. I'm curious.
I'm telling you from experience, it's not worth the trouble. But if you want to, you're welcome to it. Go for it.
Right. Because like the design of it isn't really hitting that tube, right? The tube's meant
Nah, it's for shit.
So I don't know. I'm willing to try that. Jay seems to be disbelieving, or he's tried it and doesn't do anything. So
Yeah. Twin, why can you only put one 12AX7 in your amp? That I would like an expansion on. What is your amp?
did you also see Twin S? Do you have any experience turning old tube consoles into guitar amps, Magnavox?
I didn't see that. Where's that?
It's
Way
up a little ways. Right before the link I put up. There's a couple before that.
Oh, yeah.
Brus Fry, it's called. It does change the sound. That's the noise software. I've never bypassed the erase head. I would be interested to hear what that sounds like.
I would say that converting any of those tube radios is generally pretty fun. There's a lot of cool tones if you play around with the original transformers. They are usually overbuilt for the application that they're originally employed in. I would say if you're going to do that or have somebody modify one of those consoles, though, if it has a 6X4 rectifier in it, I would try to find a different solution. Those tend to be sort of explosive fireworks, and they usually take power transformers with them, so I would be very careful operating around that. But otherwise, yeah, the conversions are sweet. Old PA heads, old tube radios.
Yo, Easy's here. He said, I got distracted watching a chic in a bikini on another channel unboxing a big box. I don't know what channel you're watching, Easy. More power to you, bro. Sheesh. Oh man, you guys are. Sheesh. It was a cheap Chinese 12X7. I put a Mullard in there. I'm not even gonna touch that one, Noah. Only one 12AX7 that I can put in my amp. The rest are weird ones. Huh. Is the new old stock tube thing with amps a legit thing, or is it just hype? I don't know that one. That would definitely, that's Jay's area of expertise.
Let's see.
What do you think? So guys, is the new old stock tube thing with amps a legit thing, or is it hype?
New old stock tubes tend to hold up a lot better. You know, the Sonics, some of them do obviously sound better, but I think for what prices some of those fetch, it's not really, you know, conducive to the average gigging musician to go out and buy new old stock tubes. You know, if you're going to go and beat the shit out of the amp in a bar with a punk band, I would just throw whatever tubes you can afford in there. I wouldn't put, you know, $150 a piece Muller 12AX7s or something in it.
Whoa, those are they can be that much?
They go more than that. They go way more than that.
And what was the rarity of them?
Yeah, and especially when you get into new old stock stuff that's in the original box and in good shape.
Oh yeah,
those
right.
things, you know, you could pay $300 or $400 for one of those tubes.
Wow.
But you know, new old stock is not without its merits, though. I mean, The old black plate 6L6s and 6V6s those are great sounding tubes, and they tend to hold up very well. But
Oda, what up? Jeb, I scored a son from the late 60s. It's been awesome. Mr. Grumpy Rump.
yeah,
Yeah, is that thing badass? Didn't Townsend played a son, really?
yeah. Townsend actually played a wall of Suns for a while.
I did not know that. Beta lead.
I have a beta lead.
Oh yeah, I think
It's
I've
very
seen it.
fucking loud. Yeah, Hendrix did briefly use a Sun. I think he actually had one of the original Suns with like the Dynaco power amp in it. But
The only son I ever like used or saw regularly was what is it? It's like a Coliseum bass, I think. That's like a solid state one, right? That thing was fucking amazing.
yeah, the
I think that's the best bass amp I've ever heard.
all those late Suns, the beta lead, beta bass, all that stuff is solid state. But they used
Why does it sound so fucking good? Like what do they? What's the secret sauce in that?
it's I'm pretty sure it's all FET transistors, and the output section is a CMOS chip. I forget what it is exactly, but yeah, I don't know. It's one of those fluke things that
Yeah.
you know.
Damn, those are some great amps.
Yeah, the only problem with those is that when the pots break, and the pots always break, they don't make the tapped pot anymore. So those pots have 3 legs where a pot normally does, but then there's an extra leg that comes out the middle that's a tap, and the circuits don't function properly without the tap.
Wow, can you not? There's no way to replace them otherwise.
No,
Oh,
nobody makes
man.
the right value for those, so you got to just keep cleaning them and hope that you can keep them alive.
Ooh, that sucks. I didn't realize that they were like a
Yeah, they're tough, man.
rare. Yeah, I mean those things always seem like tanks too.
Yeah, they are right up until they
Until they
break.
break, yeah.
When they break, it's trouble. That's why the one I have lives in the closet, because it's, you know,
Is it
it's
not-
got a bunch of broken pots, and every time I pull it out, I got to clean the pots to get it to work. It's not really worth it.
Yeah, and at that point,
It is a cool sounding amp when it does work, though.
if you were gonna try to
brutal.
buy part one out like another one, you might as well just use that one at that point.
If I
It
was
worked.
going to actively pursue that tone, I would get a Hilbish makes a company called Hilbish makes a beta lead preamp in a rack case. So it's a direct clone of that amplifier, just without a power section, and you hook it up to a Crown power amp or whatever.
Oh, cool.
That's how the Melvins do it. Buzzo runs a pair of Hilbish
Oh, I've never heard of that.
preamps and a
Does it
pair
sound just like how it's spelled?
of Hilbish. Yeah, Hilbish design.
Hilbish.
Yeah, they're sweet. I think they're like $700,
Whoa.
but it's like a faithful recreation. Oh no, they're more than that now. Jesus,
Oh, yeah.
is that the
bad
whole
as that?
amplifier
Beta?
though, or is that just the?
Let's see. Is this sold out?
That's the whole amplifier.
Oh, okay. They make like a.
Puts out 700 watts.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Does it go back to products? Do they show you the one for just the preamp?
Oh, let's see. Wait. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
$650 for the preamp. So
Yeah, they're all sold out.
they're always sold out. They make them in batches.
Vulnerable Level Limited. Nice. That's cool. That's a nice looking amp, man.
That's how I would do it if I was really chasing the beta lead, because you can run it through anything. You could hook that to a tube power amp if you wanted to.
That thing's cool.
Yeah. I would be
Nice.
curious to take one of those apart though and see how
Does what it does.
well, no, how they got around the issue of that
I think they used the
tapped
same
pot.
font.
Yeah, they
too.
did.
That's funny.
They did. They did expand it into a larger design though, because the originals were like a rack space and a half. They're like, I think they're 2 or 2
This
and a
is
quarter
pretty,
tall.
yeah.
That's like 2 or 3 spaces.
Right.
I think that's 3 space.
So could you technically just use this in the studio? It looks like.
Could, sure,
That's cool.
absolutely. It's got all kinds of line outs and
Accessory.
buffered
Yeah.
outs and effects loop and all kinds of shit. I don't know if I'm
Damn.
not sure if they put reverb in those or not.
Does not look like it.
The beta leads originally had reverb. The beta bases are basically the same amp, but they do not have
I'm gonna bump the chat with this. This
the
is what we're
reverb
looking at.
tank. The reverb in that amp is pretty cool. It's very bright, but it's pretty interesting.
Let's see. I think I missed some stuff here. Can you demo your beta lead at some point? Andrew asks.
Yeah, we could
We
probably
have to
pull
dust
it
it
out.
off. All right. You know what? Let me. I'm gonna. You guys have been coming up with some great ideas. This has been like a great idea generating session. I was just looking at my. What were you gonna say?
I was going to respond to Jeb. Yeah, Jeb, the Melvin's core tone on and off for a long time has been the Sun Beta lead, which is a solid state amp. But yeah, that's what I was saying before. He uses the Hillbish design Beta lead preamp into Crown. I think he's using like, I want to say they're XLS 3500s or something. They're pretty heavy duty Class D power amps. When I saw them, there were two Hillbishes and a pair of power amps on top of Emperor cabinets with the Travis Bean guitars.
Oh man.
The Houdini sound is definitely the Les Paul. That was long before the Travis Bean switch happened. He was still playing like the Black Beauty, I think it was. But I agree, those are the Houdini sounds are some of the best recorded sounds the Melvins were ever privy to, I believe.
Otis said, "I got a beta lead for $15. Could never use it
What?
though because it's too damn loud."
Wow.
Maybe you should talk to this guy.
$15 is, damn, that's a steal. The one I got came out of a combo amp that somebody split up. They took the chassis out and sold the cabinet and the speakers and the amp itself as 3 separate lots.
Huh.
So I didn't win the cabinet, but I did win the amp. So somewhere somebody's got an empty cabinet with no speakers and no head in it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Why would you do that if it all works?
I don't know. I don't know what possesses people to do half the shit they do. Those beta leads though, they did this thing where they had like an inverted V baffle, like this. So there was a 12 and a 12, and they were in.
Oh yeah.
So they like crossfired. Really strange.
That's like the those Bassman too. They say it's called like the pyramid one. It's got like two like that, and it has two, like, so it's like almost like a pyramid. If you
Oh,
look
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Those are fucking funky too. Andrew asks if y'all ever try orange stuff. You ever try orange stuff? I've tried Tiny Terror, and I don't know. Some of the stuff sounded really like, I always say it sounds really plasticky. That makes sense. Like the newer stuff.
One of my favorite orange amps ever was the AD30, so I cloned its dirty channel. That was my main guitar sound for a long time.
Now, is that the original one, or is that a...
No, that's a Trace Elliott.
Oh, okay.
After Trace Elliott's acquisition. The OR50, the original ones and the reissues were fucking sweet. I like the rocker verbs a lot. There was one, I think it's like a Thunder Verb 30 or something. It's a TH30, I think. That one sounds pretty good too.
I've heard that one.
But I think orange also has like that kind of character. Like either it's totally for you or it's not for you at all.
Yeah,
There's
I agree.
Like,
yeah.
you can't like kind of sometimes use it. You either
Yeah.
like love it or
you
you
either
don't.
love that or that is not your thing. Yeah.
And if you were playing like sludgy, doomy kind of stuff, that's like one of the best sounds you could use.
Right.
And certainly one of the most accessible as far as like the market here goes. But it's definitely not for everything. But yeah, I like the orange stuff all right. I would never have like a house full of it. I just can't see that working out. But it's definitely nice to have kicking around the studio, especially the AD30. Like that's EL84s, so that's a sort of a different animal versus a lot of what's going on with the rest of the Orange line. Most of Orange's amps are set up for EL34s, and you know you can convert them to KT88, 6550, 6L6, whatever. There's plenty of room in the bias to do that. There's a couple models that have 6V6s. Those are interesting. But something about the chime out of the AD30 is really, really cool. It's kind of like a...
That's the amp that you used for Smizer?
For a long time, yeah. That was the one with the orange chassis.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You don't use that one now, right? You use the
No, I use the MiG-50 now.
Yeah. That amp sounds cool, too.
I used the AD30 clone for a long time. That's on most of the recordings up until recently. And then I switched over to the Tweed Baseman clone head that I built. I used that for a while. I kind of got tired of its tone. And then I went to the MiG-50 after I revamped and modified that. But
neck pickups rule. I agree, John.
yeah, for real.
Twin asks if you checked out Summer NAMM. Gibson made its way there. I didn't see that. Let's check that out. That does sound like a good thing for your bank account. Oh, there's one on Reverb. What is that? An orange?
The Electrical Guitar Company guitars, that I follow that guy on Instagram, and like the way that those are made and the amount of detail and work that goes into one of those is fucking incredible.
Electrical guitar. I'm gonna check that out.
You'd have a hard time selling me on an aluminum neck. I don't know. I can't get with like that sort of buzz tone that tends to come out of every single one of those. But you know, to each their own. I have seen a lot of conversion necks recently. I don't know who's making those, but you can like put an aluminum neck on like your Jazzmaster or your Strat or whatever now for $500 or $600, which could be interesting, I guess. Wow. But it's about flavors too. Like I wouldn't necessarily go after an aluminum guitar, but if I needed that flavor for something, it'd probably be pretty cool to have around.
Doesn't Albini use one too?
Albini uses a TB, I think is it a 500? But this guy has made him guitars too. This is who also makes Buzz Osborne's guitars.
Yeah, I saw his testimonial on here.
Yeah, there's a Buzzo model actually.
They're wonderful guitars. I have 7 of them. I love the necks because with it being aluminum, you don't have to have a tapered neck since it's so much stronger and stable than wood. It allows me to have a really small neck profile. I can play faster, more effectively. The thinner aluminum neck than I could ever dream of playing with a wooden neck. That's Buzz. Oh yeah, Albini's right here. That's funny.
So the question about the Crate 212, my Crate 212 cabinet is loaded with I actually don't know what brand the speakers were. They were jukebox 12s that I reconed. They have capped-on formers and some 60s Hammond cones in them. They sound pretty cool. They don't take super high wattage, but before that it was loaded with Eminence black powders, which have been out of production since like, I don't know, 2007 or 8, something like that. They stopped making them. Those were great sounding speakers too, but those live in my I have a swamp green 212. Those are in that now. But
Bobby, what's up?
I also painted mine with an oxblood paint that I mixed up, and I put a wood trim around the inside of the grill made out of quarter round with I think it has like a yellowing varnish or something on it. But yeah, I used to record everything through that cabinet.
Oh man.
Yeah, Boris is crazy. I'm like way behind.
Me too, man. Yeah, Boris. I haven't really gotten too into them, but I have heard them.
Hey, what's going on, Bobby? I think I missed that too.
Yeah. Jay from Easy. If you could only have one amp, what would it be?
Oh, whoa. Huh. If I could only have one amp, what would it be? JCM 800. Because you can get a good clean sound out of it, but it'll also give you a really usable dirty sound too.
I thought you didn't like JC Man.
I don't, but if I had to pick one amp, that would be the amp.
Whoa, that would be the one, even though you don't like it.
Yeah, because I know I can get a good dirty tone out of it if I need to. I think second to
Wow.
that would be a 5150 second gen. I would heat the bias up on that so that the clean sound didn't sound so brittle.
Is that like the
Steady Van Halen amp.
Yeah, yeah.
6505 is the modern whatever, but same shit.
Capro over there.
Either one of those two amps I could live with for the rest of my life if I had to. Certainly not desert island kind of shit, but if I had the choice and could only pick one amplifier, I think that would be it.
Well, this leads into Catface's question. Do you have any Marshall sounding amps?
I don't actually. Although that AD30 clone that I built definitely does a very convincing, like, edging breakup kind of Marshall sound if you really push it. But yeah, none of my. Well, although I built that. I built the Tweed Bassman clone, which is where Marshall amps came from. So yeah, I mean, I guess in a way I have something that's sort of Marshall sounding because Marshall copied Fender, but it does not have EL34s in it, so that would be the difference.
Yeah, there was another question. Oh, I think this is coming up from Oda. Isn't a MiG just a Bassman clone, MiG 50? And also Oda loves your shirt, by the way.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, the MiG 50 sort of is a Bassman clone, but it really depends on what generation you're looking at too. Like there's a whole bunch of different MiG 50s. There's the H's and tube midgets and all kinds of shit. There's all sorts of different setups. The one that I play, I'm trying to remember how it's set up. I'm pretty sure it has the cathode follower in it, like a Bassman. So yeah, it's pretty close. It runs a different plate voltage. It runs a solid state rectifier and bigger filter caps than a Bassman ever did. The tone stack values and the slope resistor are different. The way the gain stages work are different, but similar. I would say similar. Let's call it fair at that.
Andrew said Boris sells pedals at the show. Dwarfcraft?
Dwarfcraft, yeah.
Dwarfcraft?
Had some Dwarfcraft for a while. He made like a lot of like weird noise pedals and shit. That's the guy from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. He bought Debbie Ever Effects for a while.
Oh, okay.
Debbie bought back the name, I guess, in some of the models, but
Huh.
does a nice job with the builds. But the one that I had was like a fucking total disaster.
New machines for new music.
Yeah.
Huh.
They're all like, I think most of them at least are built to be sort of like oddity boxes,
Yeah.
like shit that the one I had was what the hell is that called? It's called the Great Destroyer, and that one really just like mangled the shit out of your sound. It was really kind of I bought it because we played with a band and the guy had one.
Oh, Great Destroyer. There it is.
Yeah, we played with a band and the guy in the band before us, whatever, had one, and he was getting some cool ass sounds out of it. So I bought one, and then yeah, I never really got anything more than a whole bunch of really odd noises.
Huh.
But I mean, if you look at the build on there, the build's fucking clean.
Right.
Does a real nice job with the layout and stuff. I suspect they have their boxes screened by Mammoth also.
Cool.
They used to anyway.
Maybe Boris uses those too. What are Dumbles overrated?
That's a loaded question.
I'm not even sure what that is.
Dumble is a boutique amp builder recluse who lives in Texas.
Oh, actually, now that you say
His
that,
amps are basically highly modified Fenders. You will pay $30,000 to $50,000 for one, and you'll wait 3 to 5 years to receive it.
Whoa.
And he won't even talk to you about building and selling you one unless you're a big name somebody.
Sheesh, that's some high end shit right there.
It's crazy, but I wouldn't say that they're overrated. I would say that they're maybe a little bit overblown though for what's really going on there. But the whole thing with Dumble is he created his own mystique, and that's why people revere them the way they do. Because like it's pretty unlikely that you'll ever meet anybody who's actually ever gotten to plug into one. Yeah, like that's some pretty special shit.
It's like Moby. I thought that was Moby. That's not.
Some pretty special shit.
Huh. I mean, I don't know. I would definitely like to hear it, but at the same time.
Oh, you've heard it already.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's all. I gotta step out for a second.
Yeah.
But they're all over, classic rock and like, I don't know. I mean, like the Stones and shit like that. Eric Johnson plays one. There's all kinds of.
I feel like that's one of those things. I mean, I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard them, but it's just classic law of diminishing returns, I think. Like, that's fucking sick that these people have these and this guy makes them and sells them for that much, but I don't see how like $50K on a guitar amp would be a wise decision for anybody who's not one of those people Jay named. But I don't know. I think for $50K you could buy probably every single amp you would ever want, or you could have that one amp. Like I don't know. To me, if somebody said here's $50K, you can either go buy I don't know, 50 amps or one Dumble. I would buy 50 amps and set them all up somewhere and love every minute of it. So I don't know. Maybe it's cool. Maybe they're they have the sound, but I don't know. It's one of those things. I was saying like if somebody gave me $50K and was like, you can either go get a Dumble or go buy like 50 amps that you've always wanted.
I would just buy 50 amps.
Yeah.
I would figure out what combination sounded better than the Dumble and use that.
Because then you could like do that and then split your signal at a show, bring the two that you buy.
The Dumble story is interesting. I mean, Howard Alexander, whatever Dumble, whatever he's going by now.
Brian Dumbledore.
In like I guess probably the 70s, he got a tour of the Fender factory and he talked like one of the clerical office people into like running them off copies of all the Fender schematics and stuff, whatever the fucking stupid machine was. So he went home with a whole binder of the original Fender schematics long before anybody but the most trusted technicians had them. And he developed the mods to the Fender circuits and developed his amps based on those things. I mean, there are partial schematics for Dumbles online where people have carved off all the goop he puts on the board and like tried to reverse engineer them and stuff.
Whoa.
But you're not even supposed to open that amp. Like that's part of the deal with.
Yeah, it says only 300 ever built.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
They now fetch more than $50K. Okay, so I guess they weren't $50K. Well, who knows? I don't know. Yeah, that's nuts.
Like John Mayer's got a couple
cool.
and shit.
Right, it says John Mayer and Santana,
Larry Carlton,
Joe Bonamassa, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I
think actually the steel string Stinger was developed with Stevie Ray Vaughan in mind. I think that's how that story goes. But it's weird shit. I mean the whole like recluse, rarely gives interviews thing is sort of, that's how you build the mystery. Building the mystery.
Yeah, I mean you gotta have something. You gotta have something really cool if you're gonna be a recluse. Like that's like J.D. Salinger level type shit.
It's definitely a.
Yeah, if you write Catcher in the Rye, you could be a recluse for sure.
It's its own little like pocket thing.
Right.
But very interesting.
Oh, nice, Matt. Thanks for filling Bobby in. There's so much going on in the chat. I'm like struggling with keeping up, guys. Awesome.
So Matt, the Class 5, actually one of the local music stores had one of those here that just sold. I never got to hear it, but looked like it was built okay.
Magnetone?
The Magnetone with the stereo vibrato. Yeah, those are very interesting. Magnetone was on some sort of next level shit in the way that they were thinking and designing amps at the time.
Wait. Catface, what amp are you talking about? You talking about the Dumble? they said there was a comparison comparing one of those amps and a pedal, and most everyone picked the pedal. I hope that that is what that is.
Mm.
There are a ton of boutique amps on the market now that I'm sure can go head to head with any Dumbles. Yeah, I wonder what this boutique company is all about. There you go, Jazz. Just plugged your shit, man.
Yeah. Eminence Man of War and an Eminence Governor. I've heard the Man of War. The Governor is one of the.
Yeah, 50K is a whole studio.
The Governor is one of the Red Coat series, right? With the red basket. I know the Man of War is.
Oh right, those the Eminence, yeah. I thought you were talking about the Governor Marshall pedal for a second. It's like that series. It's like the
No, no.
Blues Breaker, all those.
Oh, Andrew Ryerson. If your pickup has demagnetized, which is not totally far-fetched, you could have it rewound and they would put new magnets on it. You might be able to even have it regaussed. Some guys have charge machines for that. So it could be fixed or it could be rebuilt and repaired. I feel
Jeb
like it's
said,
like all out of order here. Where the fuck am I?
I don't know. I'm just trying to pick out ones I can try to stay on top of. Jeb said, I was listening to old AC/DC and Zepp last week and was impressed how clean the dirty tones are compared to modern metal type tones. Yeah, I mean, that's
It's
the
because it was an SG straight into a Marshall that was distorted. It wasn't a whole bunch of bullshit axe effects processing and nonsense stomp boxes and stuff.
right. And I heard like a really interesting interview with Andy Wallace, who's like a mix engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Like he mixed like one of Slayer's albums, and even that album is like
He
super
also
clean.
mixed stuff for Nirvana and yeah.
And I mean, well, his
REM.
point was that it's not the distortion that makes a riff heavy. Like the riff is just inherently heavy,
Right.
no matter what it sounds like. So
Yeah.
I thought that was to go along with that.
Andrew, if you want to check the magnetism on that pickup, I would. Does the screwdriver stick to the pole pieces? I guess would be the easiest way. Could be that you have who knows, a thin spot in the varnish on the wire, and it's, they're short somewhere in the turns. I would look at either replacing it or having it rewound. Rewinding is a thing. There's a lot of people doing that now, so it's not super scary. It's not crazy expensive either, unless you get it done with like 50s form var wire or something. That'll cost you a pretty penny, but for the most part, not terrible.
Jeb, I thought you were building a guitar. Andrew said I'm about to learn to be a luthier, and I'd rather make good cheap guitars and basses. I think that's a very noble path.
And Andrew, I do have a website, but I haven't updated it in years and years. It's basically just like host space at this point.
We gotta update that, man.
Yeah, I mean it never really got that much traffic, so I never really worried about it. It was a placeholder to put pictures of things mostly. And most of the pictures on there are like some of the first pedal builds I ever did.
It's cool.
Yeah, not really. Pretty rough
Well,
looking.
it's cool as like almost like a museum or as like a piece of history.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But yeah, man, we should get a new website going for you, man. I think that would
Yeah.
be sick. Put all your newer wares on there.
That's what, follow me on Instagram. You'll get more out of me on Instagram than you will on websites. Almost never post on Facebook either, so.
Yeah,
The Op Audio Facebook, Jesus, I think it's probably been like 2015 since I posted anything on there.
Yeah, I've pretty much abandoned everything but YouTube and Instagram. So I think all you guys pretty much are obviously
Yeah,
subscribed, but if Instagram, I don't know. I've been trying to do some more stuff on there, but even that, I'm like, I don't know, getting old. Can't keep up.
Oda, my reel to reel is still awaiting my attention while I filter through all the paying stuff that people keep dropping on me that needs attention. But I'm hoping to have that done, I don't know, sometime this summer, so I got a couple bands that really want to track to that, so I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
dope.
Yeah, it's just a lot. There's a lot to do ahead of that. Even though I have not only the machine but all the parts for it sitting waiting.
Yeah, I mean that's way further along than the Fostex David sent.
Well, you didn't order any parts for that, right?
No, no. Well, that's what I
No,
mean. Like the other one's like yours is way
gotcha.
further along.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Andrew said the task fan is the last thing I buy for a bit. Nice.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
The
Catface. I don't
last thing
know.
you'll
I don't
need.
know where I missed that, but
Yeah, I'm,
took the mic apart. Red wire of the switch goes to the socket. The hits. Mic goes through 51, 102, R5, and the fat gate.
oh man. Oh, 100K Dumble. What is this? Oh, this is awesome. First $200 Vertex. Interesting. We're gonna watch that one later. That's awesome.
Red wire to the switch goes to a socket. The hits C1,
Oh my god, yeah, I'm like
R3.
really far behind here.
Where the fuck? Huh.
Whatever happened to the real to real? Okay,
C1.
right. That's yeah. That exactly, Jeb. Pretty clean sounds, but super heavy, intense. Yeah, it's really the riffage that makes it heavy,
S3,
not the
151,
distortion.
R5, and fat gate.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one either, Catface.
R5, fat gate.
Oh, thanks, Jeb. Yeah, I got five new songs done. I'm gonna go to Hapro's tomorrow and work on them in the studio. Got some time, so I'm gonna try. I mean, I guess they're all kind of done. I was gonna maybe do some drums or something to them. I don't know. I'm just gonna fuck around. I got some time, so I gotta test out a mic and do some stuff. So, but thanks. I'm glad that you were inspired by that. I was gonna start putting out some more vids on ones I'm recording. So, cool.
Catface, it sounds like what that's doing is, if I'm understanding your description right, I'm looking at this schematic here. It's almost like it's putting localized negative feedback on to knock some of the signal down. That's really weird, but
I haven't listened to Deerhoof in a while.
hmm. It goes through the 151 cab. Huh. Yeah, I don't really understand what that would be doing. It's got to be a local feedback thing. If you provide filtered and attenuated local negative feedback, you can essentially pad a signal by canceling it out with itself. Basically sends an out of phase version of the same signal back onto itself and knocks it down. So maybe that's what's going on.
Andrew, I love the hour song thing. Oh, you're running out of tape. So you've been working on a lot of songs then? 3 lipstick pickups, but each can be run. Oh, that's Jeb's build. Oh yeah, Matt's new track is up. That's pretty dope, Matt. Very different from your other stuff. I'm digging it. It's got more of a new wave or new wave feel. Read somewhere on the forums the cap heads. Oh, okay, I don't know anything about that. That's Jay's apartment.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about that either. The cap pad thing, I don't really understand how you would do that. The capacitor can't really attenuate broad spectrum frequencies. It has a shoulder and then it has a slope on either side of that shoulder based on the down circuit and up circuit impedances. But I'm not really up on that. If it was me in the unbalanced part of that microphone, I would just put a switchable L pad in if I was trying to pad it. But yeah, goes to the socket that hits C1.
Thinking about selling my guitar to fund my new guitar, but my dad told me to just keep it because it's my first guitar, but I hate the thing. It's a love-hate relationship. Epiphone Les Paul. Heavily modified. Well, that's interesting, Oda, because I had my first guitar. It was a Fender Strat, and I had it up until a few months ago, and I had a similar story with it. It wasn't my dad that told me, but because he's not really into music or a musician, but this guy that came over my house one time was a friend of my I guess a friend of my wife's was my wife's friend's boyfriend, and he was like a guitar player, big jazz guy, and he was like playing all my guitars, and he was like, "Man, I love this thing," and he was like, "Don't ever sell your first guitar; you'll regret it." And I listened to that for a while, that advice, and then, but the guitar would just sit in my closet and not really do much. I pull it out every once in a while, but there's just something about my silver tone that I really enjoy. And basically, long story short, is that I did sell my guitar, and I had absolutely zero regrets. So if you think you'll have zero regrets about it, just fucking sell it. But if it's like your dad's old guitar, or it's a vintage one or something, or I don't know, you have some kind of sentiment, like just don't have any nostalgia with it. Like if you need the money, my advice would be to sell it. If you're not into it, if you don't like it, if you hate playing it, if you don't think you'll ever have a use for it. Mine, I played for a long time, enjoyed it. It was a great guitar, but it's just time to see it go. So that's my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth.
The Rode NT1A, Rode mics are actually a great sort of like
Australian.
Well, like
a great Australian mic.
Slightly more expensive than entry level.
Oops.
Slightly more expensive than entry level microphones. They tend to be pretty clean as long as you don't drop them. Yeah, I mean, not a terrible mic. It's not a bad place to start when it comes to condensers.
Yeah.
My first condenser was a Samson CO1, which was like about the biggest piece of shit condenser you could buy at the time.
Is that the one that came with the other pencil condenser too, or something?
I don't know if it came with a pencil or not.
I know there was a set where they had like
MXL did that. The 990, 991 set.
Yeah, my bad.
I had that set.
I had that set too.
I modified the 990. That's the one I put the new guts and the KM84 capsule in.
That's right. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, that one looked a lot better before I did that session with the funk band, and the guitar player fucking knocked it over and didn't tell me. But that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, Rode NT1, I used to have one of those too, and I used it for a very long time, and influenced a couple of people into getting one. And then I just one day, after there was something about that mic after using it for a long time,
it's a little upper midi, as I recall.
Yeah, I got so used to the way that it sounded that I was like,
well, it's
I don't like the sound of this anymore.
It's kind of like a 57.
Yeah, I was like, it's a great mic, but yeah, eventually, I don't know. I don't mean to be negative. I was just like, I just needed something new. Like I needed a new flavor. I was like, I just understand what this thing sounds like, and
well, that's why mic lockers become so expansive for people who record all the time, though, because you get like a new mic and it's the best shit ever for like 5 sessions, and it's like,
and then once you get the sound,
now I need some different
sound of it, you're
man.
like, oh, okay, I get what this does. Cool mic though. It was a great mic. I think
I also had the AT2020 at one point. I sold that to one of the local aspiring rapper kids who was doing some home recording, whatever. Fixed him up with a desktop mic stand and a pop filter and that mic.
Cool.
Because he didn't really have the money to be coming to the studio, so whatever. But yeah, that wasn't a terrible mic either. I remember that mic having some like kind of like woolly thing to it, though. I can't really remember. It's been years
AT,
now.
the Audio Technica.
Yeah.
I kind of regret what happened to my first electric. Somehow it ended up torn apart. I learned a bit about how to make stuff. I guess it's not a total loss. I think you live and learn.
Andrew, those dictaphone mics, if it was a Sony, it was probably dynamic. But the earlier ones, came with the, I'm forgetting the brand, Webcore. Like the Webcore tape dictation machines ran like little 3.5-inch reels. A lot of those mics were crystal, so if you can find a preamp that'll work with it, that's a whole nother flavor palette for your, for your mic locker. Can also experiment with carbon mics, which are really cool, like the old telephone elements. Those get real gritty, and you can set them up to run on phantom power if you're.
Is that the one you have that's like mounted to the ceiling over the kit, or what is that one?
No, that was a CB mic. I took that down.
Oh, that's right. It was a CB mic.
The carbon mic that I built is in a. I used a PVC coupler for like plumbing pipe. I set it in it, and I made a back cap with an XLR and phantom powers. The
Frat preamp.
I don't know the frat.
Matt said there's some hair to the sound. Not bad on acoustic.
Yeah.
Is that one a condenser or is that a
Which 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Phantom.
It's like it's billed as a large diaphragm, but I'm pretty sure that also has the same kind of setup as like the MXL 990. It's like not really a large diaphragm. It's like a small diaphragm condenser shoehorned into the head basket structure of a large diaphragm.
Right.
But it's not I don't know. I mean, you really can't go wrong with microphones. I
agree.
I've never met a microphone that I couldn't
Couldn't use
with.
something with it. Yeah.
But you'll run into microphones that like you can only use for one thing, and that kind of sucks. It's kind of hard to want to hold on to those because one-trick ponies around the studio, like they're just filling space. Which is why like 57s and 58s are in everybody's mic locker, and everybody's got fucking 414s, AKG 414s, and shit like that, because it's the stuff that can basically work on damn near anything if it has to.
Right.
That's why industry standards are what they are. But there are a lot of great mics you can get that like nobody uses for recording music that sound really killer on drum kits and things. And you can get them cheap because nobody really either knows what they are or wants them.
What are some that come to mind?
Look at all the old Electro Voice stuff. That's where I would start.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
All of that shit is really cool on some.
Yeah, I met Chad. I forgot his last name. I think he has a studio in Alaska. I met him on Instagram. He was, I was talking to him a little bit, and he was, at one point, was looking at all these Electro Voice mics, and he was like,
oh, yeah.
He sent me a link to them. He's like, dude, check these out. Like, because I think he found some that were, like, near to here.
Yeah.
So he must have an alert on Craigslist.
Oda, are you talking about copper phone mics? Like the carbon phone thing that he's doing now? His mics were, I'm pretty sure the early ones, all the copper phones were crystal mics. Pretty sure. Never taken one apart, but I'm pretty sure. But then he came out with the carbon phone, which uses new old stock telephone elements with basically like a tone box circuit add-on. But that's what I'm talking about. The old telephone mics were carbon, so it was carbon granules suspended between layers of what is it, butylene and aluminum, and by exciting the butylene, which is the part that you're talking at, basically, it forced the aluminum plates to conduct through the carbon granules. They have a real steep roll off in the low end, and they got a real steep roll off in the top end too, so you sort of just have like that mid-range thing. But those are super kick-ass if you use them on like drum overheads as a crush mic. They're awesome for that. Cool for vocals too.
Gotta bail early. Have some stuff to do. All right, hey, Easy.
All right,
good to
Easy.
see you.
Yeah, great seeing you.
Thanks for coming through, my friend. He said, so Matt has a "what up with that" question. Oh yeah.
Why am I not seeing that?
Do you have? Oh, put on all chat or whatever, live chat. I don't know.
I thought that's where I was.
Top chat. I don't know how it works, but I think it doesn't put them all in there for some reason. Wait, I'm on top chat too. What the fuck?
Where?
Maybe that's why.
What am I looking at here?
Oh, it says some messages. I'm going to live chat. Sorry if we've missed some, guys. Schizo, he said, dudes turning old telephones into mics. Jay, what up with that? Is that circuit bending? Circuit bending?
It's not. It's not circuit bending. It's so for the carbon mic to work, you have to electrically excite it. Um, it needs. I mean, you could do it with like an AA battery or a 9 volt. Um, and then you just have to isolate. Like if you do it unbalanced, you need a capacitor between the hot lug and the hot lug of the mic where the battery's connected, and the input of whatever your preamp is, so you're not sending DC voltage back. But that's really all you need. You don't have to, pad it down or do anything crazy. Um, but using some pretty simple off-the-shelf parts from like Mauser Electronics, you can do a transformer balanced, phantom powered, you know, hot rodded carbon mic. Most of the handset things that the guys are selling have a switch on them, and the battery hides inside, usually in the earpiece. And then it has either a 1/4 inch jack output or an XLR that's just pinned too hot, and everything else ground, unbalanced deal. But yeah, it's not circuit bending as much as it is repurposing.
Yes.
But it's a super simple circuit. It's really easy to experiment with those things. And the cool thing about carbon is the more voltage you feed carbon, the higher its gain is. So once you know that, you could regulate that voltage with a potentiometer and theoretically turn down the gain of the mic itself instead of turning down the preamp gain. So it's pretty neat.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this week on the podcast, as we're not recording one again this week, I actually interviewed, maybe some of you, maybe some of the Task fam knows this individual. I interviewed Bo from Bo Beats. He granted me an interview. I interviewed him this past weekend. It was awesome. I had so much fun interviewing him. He's another YouTuber, Swedish YouTuber and electronic musician, so from Sweden. So that's a great talk. It's coming out tomorrow at 8 a.m. on the podcast, and then I'm going to start putting the podcast up on the channel too, Thursdays at 3. It's not like an announced video, but if you want to listen to it on the channel, cool. Yeah, I just figured for posterity to put them up there. Why not? But yeah, Bo Beats. It was a great conversation, and thanks again, Bo. And check that out tomorrow.
Julian, you wired a telephone speaker to the output of what? So a speaker and the dynamic capsule inside of a dynamic microphone are the same thing, basically. Smaller physical size, but it's a moving coil. So theoretically, anything that can reproduce sound, like a speaker, like the earpiece speaker in a telephone handset, could be wired as a microphone. So technically, if you got like an old Western Electric telephone handset that had the mouthpiece and the earpiece still intact, you just bought 2 microphones. You could use the earpiece as a separate microphone. And the cool shit about that is that if you go to the plumbing section at your local hardware store, those pieces will fit inside of plumbing couplers. I think I used it's either 1.5 or 2-inch coupler, and you can I held it in place with set screws drilled and tapped through the sides. But yeah, get creative and get crazy at your local Lowe's. They'll love it. They will not understand what you're saying. What means this a microphone for? I don't. Yeah.
I was just looking up electro voice mics.
Catface, a capacitor to ground though is just a filter. It's going to roll off the high end. Really, like the way you're describing the pad and the mic that you have, it kind of seems like it's bypassing some of the filter network that's already there with the resistor and cap in parallel. It's cutting that off and introducing negative feedback back to the gate of the transistor amplifier there.
Yo, Jody, what's up? Yeah, Freighter Tater. Yeah, uh, he did. Yeah, we did talk about Digitakt a lot, me and Bo. And Matt said, "I love Bo Beats. How'd you get him?" I just emailed him. Great, super nice guy. Got right back to me and said he'd love to do the interview. So
Well, Catface, it would depend. Yeah, that's sort of the thing. Every cap has a slope, and if you know what the resistance of the circuit is, you can figure out what the corner frequency of that is. So, in a guitar amp, let's say, if you in between stages had a point oh 0.01 cap and you put a point 0.1 in there, you just increase the low frequency fed to the next stage. But if you put 100 picofarad in there, you just turn the whole thing into a bright circuit. You shelved off all the low end, up to like 200 something hertz or higher. So that would be my suspicion, is that they're using that corner frequency as a roll off. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up, because I really don't know how or why you would use a capacitor in that capacity. It seems like you would want to go after the FET and just put an L pad in. Doing it ahead of the FET is just, when you strap other components to a super high impedance input like the gate of that FET transistor, you're opening yourself up to more possible component noise. Giant resistors strapped to high Z inputs generate their own self noise, and capacitors will do the same thing. You can actually have capacitors in that situation that become microphonic.
that's like when they start going bad, right?
Well, not necessarily. It's just, they could be bad. It could be that
Well, could that cause your amp to hum?
not generally.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking
It might cause weird crackly sounds
okay.
as the amp vibrates and rattles that component. Because it's microphonic, you might get noise.
Right.
But
It almost works like a what are those like mics you can like?
contact mic.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Julian, follow up to
Also
your.
wire tested. I have also wire tested. It works as well, but yeah, right. Speakers are basically dynamic mics that can be used as such. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll say this too, Julian. I don't know if you've ever seen a Cooper time cube. It was like a Bill Putnam invention. It was a delay line basically based on something like garden hose with an SM57 capsule mashed into each end, and they actually used a 57 capsule as the speaker and the pickup in that. So just to sort of illustrate that point even better, you could use the dynamic element inside of a 57 or a 58 as a little tiny speaker if you needed to. I mean, it's probably only good for like 500 milliwatts or something. It's it's a half watt speaker if you're lucky, but point is, yeah, totally could do it. But things like a carbon element, as far as I know, you can't produce sound with that. I've never tried it. I think it would probably be a disaster. Crystal, I know you can't, and obviously like condensers and stuff don't work that way. You can't run that backwards. But yeah, and now that you know that, or now that everybody knows that dynamic microphones and speakers are of the same family, just think about the possibilities of that. If you have a 115 in your recording space, put that out in front of your kick drum. You just made a giant sub kick. That'll pick up all the stuff down in like the 100 hertz range real easy. Run a DI off of it, send it to a mic pre, golden.
It's dope.
But yeah.
Somehow I started looking at acrylic drums. I don't know where that came from. I just caught myself going down a rabbit hole.
Oh man.
Oh, I was looking at because Jeb mentioned a while ago the Lanier mic from Japan. I never heard of those. Kind of vintage mic.
I assumed it was a lavalier mic, and it was just being miswritten.
Oh no, some weird like vintage mic. That's what I looked up, and somehow I got into Ludwig acrylic drums. Oh, I don't know what happened to it. Wait, I think I just typed in Lanier. Yeah, that's what I thought too, like a lav. Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, looks like some kind of dynamic or something.
Looks like it was made by either Electro Voice or Audio
Yeah,
Technica.
it does look like it. That's
So
a
that's probably just a rebrand.
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking up those Electro
Sim
Voice too.
54 clone. That's curious. I think the 54 was like a broadcast mic,
Hmm.
like a handheld, like reporter kind of mic.
Right. Yeah, it looks like it could be like if they put the a thing over that a windscreen.
Cat face. If it's before the transformer output of the mic, or if you don't have a transformer output, I would use the L pad. In an unbalanced circuit, you use an L pad. In a balanced one, you have to use a U pad to keep the impedance correct to both legs, keep the load right. In that circuit, I have to go back into the email again.
Oh, Matt, yeah, I haven't been using it with the Dolby on. I wasn't planning on it. So cool. Thank you for giving me that piece of advice. DBX sounds better.
Cat face, at my glance here at that schematic, I would say that if you were going to put an L pad in, you're probably looking at going between the drain of the FET and the junction of, I can't make that out, I think it's R8 and C6, 20K and 0.047. If you put the L pad in there, you'll knock signal down. You also could use just an inline resistor with a bypass. Could experiment with that value, just put a pot in there. Do be aware though that there will be 48 volts on that, or whatever your phantom supply voltage is on that. Yeah.
Jeb, you should get one. Look on Craigslist. You could probably find one.
And I would make sure that your capacitor coupling that pad to keep the DC off of the switch and whatever else is going on there too. But you also could, I mean, the way that resistor ladder is set up on the output, it'd be easy enough to turn some of that into a U pad too. So yeah, I mean,
Jay, we got a question for you. What is your workhorse go-to large diaphragm condenser?
I mean, I think I always end up using the Octava 219s. Although I'm kind of getting tired of their character too.
It's the one that,
They're a little cloudier than I kind of want to be right now. So, but yeah, at the moment, Octava 219s are my go-to large diaphragms. They actually have been for a while. I have like a Cascade and a couple of...
it's like a ribbon, right? Cascade?
Cascade also makes condensers.
Oh, yeah.
I have the El... Is it the fucking... Is it the Elroy? It's not the Elroy. Might be the Elroy. It's a large diaphragm tube condenser. I forget. Multi-pattern. That one sounds all right. Trying to think. I also have two other large diaphragms, but I forget. ADK. The ADKs. Those come out sometimes if I want a really super bright, sizzly drum overhead thing. They are very, very bright. Those are S7Bs, I think, which is a fairly cheap mic too. But
Jeb wants to play the drums on the sides like Mo Tucker. Dude, go for it.
yeah,
Local servers, let's do that too.
I kind of wish my budget allowed for my workhorse go-to large diaphragm to be a pair of vintage 414s. That would be preferable. But yeah. Anyhow,
Top three. Oh, well, Cafes has a couple questions in line, as in on the output pins. Have you modded the 219s to clear them up?
the two 219s that I use most of the time have head basket mods, and I took the diffusers off of the capsules. Internally, they are stock. I do have a pair that I modded differently, so they're not alike. They're okay. I wouldn't say that the mods are really super substantial. The way you get the most out of those mics is by cutting that whole top head shell right off and removing the aluminum resonance from the whole equation. And I'm not willing to go that far. I like the mic well enough as it is, but you know,
Are those still in like new production, or are they like a vintage one?
I'm not sure if they make those anymore. I don't know.
I was under the impression those were like vintage.
They're not vintage though. They're like 90s and 2000s at least. I'm not sure if they still make them though.
Hmm.
Top 3 condensers. I mean, damn, that's a tough one. I don't own any of my favorite condensers that I've ever heard, probably, but my brother's got a couple of old Telefunkens that are several thousand a piece. Those sound pretty fucking sweet. That's it right there. Go over here. That one's only $100.
Damn, these are cheap. These seem cheap.
Yeah.
That seems to be about the going price. 100.
Yep. But yeah. Yeah, I know Octava's still going. I just don't know if they still make the 219. I think they dropped that and continued on with just the 319s. The 319 guts are basically the same as the 219. It's just got a different structure.
Hmm. Oh wow, yeah, that's for a lot more.
Those MK220s or MC220s, those are pretty cool too.
Oh, where were those?
Right next to that 219.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
Pre-order. That's weird. Huh. Now you have a matched pair of these? Do they make them in a matched pair?
I'm sure they do make them in a matched pair, but my
What's
219s,
the benefit of having a matched pair in your mind?
they're roughly sonically equivalent. There really is no benefit.
Yeah, I never really understood that.
Andrew Ryson, has anyone used the Tascam 122 MK2 tape deck? Is that's the one with the XLR inputs on the back, like the Pro dubbing deck?
Oh, this guy. That's like the. That's, I don't know.
Yeah, in studios old school, I've seen those and fucked around with them a few times, but
Yeah. Yeah, these were always like these are pretty, were industry standard.
yeah, they were fucking expensive when they were a thing.
Yeah, I was looking into getting one of these.
Should have XLR inputs on the back. That's like the super pro grade shit. But yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm sure that matched pair from Octave ain't so matched. They I'm positive they're still building mics out of like 70s and 80s Soviet radio parts and shit. I mean, that's what's inside every one I've ever opened. Whole bunch of really weird, hard to identify parts. And really the way to clean those mics up above and beyond all else, take that stupid diffuser thing off the capsule, but you replace the capacitor that straps the capsule, 1000 picofarad. You replace that with something better, silver mica or whatever. Replace the 1 giga ohm resistors with 1%ers, modern production. You can replace the FET. There's some Toshiba FETs that work really sweet in those mics too. And actually I have a bunch of those. But yeah, no, I'm sure they're not so matched. I remember getting those in boxes, and they came with these little like pamphlets. They look like they're made with like recycled newsprint that they recycled in the street and like pressed back into like this papyrus shit. I don't even know. It's so weird. It had like frequency graphs of like the mic, but if you had 3 of those mics and 3 of those booklets, the printout was the same for every single mic. Like, so they like shot graph of one time, and printed that as the analysis for everybody.
And those are originally like a Russian?
They are Russian, yeah.
That sounds like a good plan, Matt.
Cat face, yeah, that basically everybody's using that Schoeps circuit. Schoeps. The KM84 is, I mean, they're like all the pencil condensers out there, all the small diaphragm MXL shit, almost all that stuff is nearly identical. It's always like small component changes so that they could run the next cheapest FET in there, basically. And a lot of them just use a FET as the amplifier. There is no follower afterwards. The 219s are set up differently, and they use the transformer and shit, so you got that. But yeah.
Cafe said that they're made in Tula, where the AK-47 is from.
Yeah.
That's a Jeopardy question for you.
Well, we're at 9 o'clock now.
Yeah, I guess that's right. I just rolled over. All right, well. Is it a 7-to-1 trafo?
As far as I know, it is. I've never actually taken readings on one and gotten the turns ratio, but all the reading I've done on them, yeah. And you can get Cinemag and Lundahl and all these companies to pop you out a Mu Metal canned transformer that will sort of fit in there. I've never done it. I appreciate the character of that mic for what it is. I'm kind of getting tired of its darkness on top. It just doesn't have a lot of the right sheen for certain things. All right, yeah, we'll check out the
Yeah, it's a
new
cool track. Check out Matt's track. Give him a little love. See what's going on. See what y'all think.
I got it pulled up in my YouTube window right now.
Wait, is this like another new one? Or is this the Rod Sneak? Oh yeah, that's okay. Dope. That's the guy from Rocky and Bullwinkle, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna hit the streets.
Hit the streets.
We got the boards. Boom. Jay has his new badges. Boom.
Woohoo.
We're gonna be ordering the parts up for the FAPs. Yeah, thank you to everyone who came out tonight. So glad to see everybody. Easy came through. We haven't seen him in a while. We got Catface, Andrew Ryson, Matt, Jeb, Oda was popping in, Julian chilling.
We had somebody called what was that guy's name?
Enyaface?
No,
Enyaface.
NYDHC somebody.
Oh, Noah Days. Yeah, Noah Days was coming through. Bobby.
I think I pissed him off or something. I don't know. So negative. You don't know me, bro. Shit.
Noah Days, thank you for coming through. And you and Jay had a scuffle. Freighter Tater, Jody coming through.
Nah, no scuffle, man. Just don't assume.
Cool.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Sorry if I missed anybody. But yeah, everybody, thanks for hanging loose. We'll see y'all next week.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Email him, email me.
Right.
Like, subscribe, forum.
Rumpy rump.
Here's the boards again. And yeah, do something you want to do.
That's right.
As often as possible, every day.
As often as you can. It's important.
And stick it to the man. Don't let him get you down.
Twin! No, twin. Later, twin. Smash that like button, fam. We'll catch you on the flip flop.
And
I'll do the honors tonight.
You gonna get it tonight?
Yeah, I feel like you always do it. All right, Taz family. We'll catch you on the flippity floppity. Any last words, Jay?
Big up to Brooklyn.